Alrighty, we have got Weevil taking on Bonz in this one. It's two sort of second, third-rate duelists, but you never know with these sort of decks. We could actually get a really good match. So here we go, let's load them up. Mask of Weakness is the card of the match. Well, card of this game, because a new one will pop up every duel, and there's got to be at least two, as Weevil wins rock, paper, scissors, and elects to go first. Alrighty, Weevil's starting hand consists of Cocoon of Evolution, Giant, Scorpion of the Tundra, a Caterpillar, and a Cockroach Knight. So, all apart from Cockroach Knight, and I guess Caterpillar, well, even Giant Scorpion of the Tundra is not that strong, but the 2000 defense straight off the bat isn't too bad. You would take that if you were Weevil. And Bonz counters with a Dragon Zombie at 1600. Won't be able to get past Cocoon of Evolution though. At 2000 defense, Bonz takes a 400 point loss of life points, and back to Weevil, who has just drawn Flying Kamakiri number 2 and just skips his turn. Not much he can do. Anything he lays on the field would just be destroyed anyway. And we come back to Bonz, who lays a face down defense of his own and passes his turn. Back to Weevil and Magic Jammer, good card. He'll be able to block an unfriendly spell card from Bonz and skips his turn as well. So we're going through turns quick. As another draw from Bonz and another face down defense from Bonz. So both players stalemating right now. Both looking for that breakthrough. As we see, a removed trap is drawn from Weevil. And just skips his turn. Back to Bonz. Well, this is going to be a long match if nobody's going to throw anything. Bonz again just on the defense. Well, I guess Bonz can't get past the 2000 defense. There's Bladefly. A Bladefly would be useful if Flying Kamakiri 2 was on the field already, but anything that Weevil throws down, Bonz is going to counteract and destroy. Ooh, Insect Armor with Laser Cannon. That's a 700 point increase. And down goes Flying Kamakiri number 2. So with 700 points, that'll put Flying Kamakiri to 2200. Could possibly... Oh no, he's already summoned. Next turn, could possibly play Bladefly as well, getting that Flying Kamakiri to 2700. As we see, Dragon Zombie is gone. And Bonz, though, does still have 3 defensives on the field. So he is safe for now, 7 cards in hand, so he plays another face down defense. Anything else to throw down? He doesn't, passes his turn. Must have something cooking in a 6-card hand. There's a Gokabor. And down it goes, Bladefly. So Flying Kamakiri now at 2700, which is a massive amount of attack for just one of Weevil's regular old 4-stars. And Bladefly also goes in for an attack, but doesn't work. It's a Dark Assailant, which will be able to destroy Bladefly, bringing back Flying Kamakiri's attack a little bit. Alright, what's Bonz going for here? That is a face down. Another face down. Another face down. Oh my word. Another face down spell or trap. So he's got to have something there, unless he's just completely bricked and has absolutely nothing. He goes after Bladefly and gets a win. Flying Kamakiri 2 is back to 2200. Oh, good card. Very good card. It's Empress Mantis. It's only 6 stars as well, so Cocoon of Evolution. Maybe you could say the Empress Mantis came out of the Cocoon instead of the Great Moth. But 2 2200s on the field. Weevil still goes in for the attack, ignoring Bonz's face downs. And it would appear that Bonz does not have any counterattack. There's a Bone Mouse. A mouse that has returned to seek revenge on cats. That's the card description. Some of the early monsters, man, their card descriptions are great. And, oh, okay, one of them was a dark hole that Bonz laid down. Weevil does have a magic jammer. And throws Giant Scorpion of the Tundra. Could have thrown Caterpillar, but I guess it doesn't really matter in the great scheme of things. He's still got a Gokabor in there as well. And Bonz lays down card destruction. So, oh, there you go. Not happy with his hand. He didn't really have much. Oh, Weevil's now got a dark hole. Cockroach Knight will go to the top of the deck as well. And a face down from Bonz, and it's looking like he's in a bit of strife here. If Weevil plays down Flying Kamakiri, number 1, he may be able to get a shot at Bonz's life points. Unless Bonz has played another face down defensive. There's Cockroach Knight again. Now, I would go out on a limb and say that Cockroach Knight may be one of the single worst cards in the entire game. There is debate about that. What is the most useless Yu-Gi-Oh card? A lot of people say Swordsman from a distant land, or Swordsman from a foreign land, it's also been called. A monster that attacks it is destroyed after, I think it's the 5th turn. So usually it doesn't go long enough with cards that weak to actually last 5 turns, but some say Spirit Elimination is one of the worst cards in the game. Whenever cards are sent to the banish pile, you can sacrifice monsters on your field to the graveyard to block the effect, which, yeah, it's not a great effect, but I don't know, Cockroach Knight's up there. I reckon the worst card in the game could possibly be Cockroach Knight. It's a weak card, and it goes straight to the top of the deck whenever it's destroyed. So, as we see, Call of the Haunted has been played, and the 1600 of Dragon Zombie is back on the field, but I don't think there's much Dragon Zombie would be able to do. I think Bonz is just trying to play for any sort of counter-attack he might be able to come up with. Flying Kamakiri is destroyed, and it's not a great card to destroy by battle to begin with. And it's going to be Killer Needle that comes to the field. Bonz is very lucky that Weevil doesn't still have that Blade Fly on the field. All 3 of them are wind types that Weevil has right now, and it's starting to look a bit bleak for old Bonz here. As we see Polymerization. Weevil does have 1 fusion. It is for, I believe it's Quagga Hercules. And I think Hercules Beetle is one of them, and I think Coagata Alpha is the other. It's only in 1900, it's not really that strong. In fact, Hercules Beetle's defense is stronger than Quagga Hercules' attack. But it is still a special summon, which was a luxury in these days, as Empress Mantis goes in for an attack. And Bonz is down to 1,000 points, and he's looking grim. It looks like this first match will go to Weevil. Bonz still fighting back. He's just played a Monster Reborn. And he's gone with Cocoon of Evolution, daring Weevil to destroy his own creature to be able to get at Bonz. And we see Clown Zombie in attack mode. Oh, and Violet Crystal. Okay, so... well, it's a shame Bonz didn't have a stronger zombie monster. If he had a 2000 zombie monster in the graveyard, he could have got to 2300, but that was not the case for old Bonz. He may actually last another attack, though. Oh, Metal Armored Bug. And Bonz, ironically now, plays Cockroach Knight. And believe it or not, Cockroach Knight is actually going to be the one that gets the job done in this match. So the 800-900 defense of Cockroach Knight with the absolute awful effect is the one that wins the duel, and Bonz takes the first loss in this one. We will flip the perspective and we will go from Bonz in the second match. But Weevil was somewhat of a comfortable victory in that first game. And that is a jelly cannon. Alright. Zombies against insects, round 2. I know it says round 1 again, but ignore that. You can do best of 3 duels, but if I do a best of 3 format, like in the actual settings, then it's only from the one perspective, so we do best of 3 even though it says round 1 every time. We just restart the 1 round duel and flip around the perspectives. It's nice to get a look at both players' hands. As we see, there is a Sword of Dark Destruction and there is a Ghoul with an Appetite, so that'll be a 2000 attack. And 13th Grave is also flipped up as well. So Bonz with some good attack early on. Ghoul with an Appetite at 2000 will be tough for Weevil to get through. Unless he draws that laser cannon with armor again, that 700 point buffer equip card that he has. There's 1200 from the 13th Grave. So Weevil on 6800, Bonz with the bigger attacking right now. Weevil plays Dienkito the Cura Master, gains back 1000 life points, plays a face down defense, and Call of the Haunted from Bonz, so if anything's destroyed he could call it back. And he lays down the 3-legged zombies, which interesting card. As we see, Petite Moth is destroyed. So 12 and 11 is 23. Weevil will be down to 5500. I wonder if that's a reference to Friday the 13th. A zombie that suddenly appeared from plot 13, an empty grave. It's not quite Halloween yet, but it's getting close. As Bonz is attacked by Girochin Kawagata, which is a 1700. It's one of Weevil's strongest monsters, and Bonz flips Call of the Haunted straight away. In order to get back the 13th Grave, I don't know about that as a move, but it will take away some more of Weevil's life points as well. Bonz. Oh, Robin Goblin. That's a great card. He won't be able to use the effect this turn. Luckily for Weevil, otherwise Weevil would be losing 3 cards out of his hand. Robin Goblin is an absolutely brutal effect. Any life point damage that is successful, your opponent will drop a card out of their hand at random. And another 1100 off Weevil. He's down 2900. Bonz comfortable at 7500. Bonz has really turned this one around. Completely opposite of the first duel. And there we see Robin Goblin is flipped up. It's a great card, Robin Goblin, it really is. Even in today's era of Yu-Gi-Oh, Robin Goblin would still be a strong card. Oh, and there's Dukuru Rider. Infinite Dismissal is flipped up. All level 3 or lower monsters will go to the graveyard during the turn they are summoned. And we see Revival of Dukuru Rider, so Bonz is going to play him. I mean, he will technically do a little bit less life point damage, but Dukuru Rider's cool. And we don't get to see him that often, so a 1900 attack all up is Dukuru Rider. And Dukuru Rider destroys the basic insect. The most basic form of insect. What is it? It looks like a grasshopper or a praying mantis or something. Weevil loses a random card, and that is a perfectly ultimate Great Moth, which isn't a big loss for Weevil. It's almost impossible to summon in the real card game. As we turn change back to Weevil, And this could be his last turn, unless he draws nothing. He's got nothing in his hand to play. Oh, look at that. It is a monster reborn, and of course Bonz is going to play it. What's he going to do? Is he going to bring back one of Weevil's insects and attack him with it? No, all in the name of being mean and brutal in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this will do it. Girochin Coagator destroys Weevil. And we are down to a third and final. We will go to a tiebreaker match for the season point here of two duelists who are both pretty much on the bottom. In fact, I think Bonz is on the bottom. And I think Weevil... Well, there's 16 slots, 16 being the bottom. I think Bonz is 16th, and I get the feeling Weevil is 15th. Or it might be Mokuba that's 15th. Well, either way, it's a... these two players are playing for pride. Neither of them want to finish on the bottom of the table. And they both have that chance right now in this last match to not be that duelist. To not be the worst ranking duelist out of Duelist Kingdom. As we see a face down from Bonz and end phase. So Weevil has drawn Forest on his first turn, which is a fantastic draw. He's also got Girochin Coagator, which will be at 1900 now. Straight off the bat, which is massive. Massive for this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! To play a 1900 without a tribute. Straight off the bat, and ooh, Class Clown. Good card. If that goes to attack mode, you can send a card back to the hand and possibly get in some direct attacks. And look at Weevil's hand. He's still got Killer Needle, and he's got Empress Mantis again as well. And with Forest on the field, that's a massive advantage. He's got a Dark Hole if he needs it as well. 7 Tools of the Bandit is another great card. And Weevil says to Bonz, let's see how much you like my Killer Needle. As Girochin Coagator destroys Temple of Skulls. And now we will have Killer Needle going in for a direct attack of 1400. Bonz down to 6600. And looking dicey. Looking very dicey, but still 5 cards in hand. Face down defense. Followed by a face down defensive. Oh, and there's Man-Eater Bug as well. Bonz could play Empress Mantis. He could also utilize the effect of Man-Eater Bug, then tribute Man-Eater Bug for Empress Mantis as well. And the Wandering Doom, this is not looking good for Bonz. 1900 off, he's down to 4700 now, Bonz. And he is looking dire. He is looking like he's going to lose this one very, very quickly unless he pulls something and something quick. And he goes with the Dark Assailant in attack mode. Oh, and Reinforcements was the face down. Weevil does have 7 Tools of the Bandit, so he's going to protect his Killer Needle. Dark Assailant is going to be brought back to its original 1200, and now it's sitting there as a target. It will lose less life points, a monster being on the field, but it doesn't matter because Bonz does have Man-Eater Bug. This is an absolute clinic from Weevil in this third and final match. Bonz is being absolutely hammered in this one. And it's just down to Empress Mantis now to come to the field. Alright, 14 and 19 together is 33, plus the 22 is 55. So Bonz, in just 8 turns, 4 turns if you're dividing them up between the two players, Bonz convincingly smashed to pieces this time. Would you think that insects would beat zombies? In a way, well, you think of them together, don't you? You think of a zombie and then you think of a bug crawling out of its nose. Anyway, the duel is over. Weevil, as the regional champion, has gone in and smashed Bandit Keith's lackey in Bonz. And convincing win. We're just gonna see what's coming up in Battle City. The next one in Duelist Kingdom, if my touchpad can work properly. I hate touchpads. Joey and Rex Raptor. So an anime rematch will be the next one in Duelist Kingdom. Over in Battle City, it is going to be Rex Raptor taking on Arcana. That should be an interesting one. And Becca, despite a match with Joey, she will still go on. She will still play Pegasus and Yugi. So she'll play Pegasus tonight. She'll end the week with Yugi, and that will put a close to her series. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for leaving all the comments as well, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care. Farewell.